Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon FireRed. It's Luke from Dungeon Duo, and last episode we beat Zavier, so eat that one, Zavier. Always gotta take digs at Zavier. Don't jump down there, please. Can't tell you how many times I did that as a kid. I was like, oh, I don't get it. How am I supposed to do this? Because I was really dumb as a kid. I still am really dumb. So you got these, I know that these are supposed to be references to like the Gen 1 sprites for like certain Pokemon like Rhydon. Again, I'm throwing out Pokemon that you probably don't know what they are if you've never played this game or never seen them. But I always thought they looked like like some like luchador with like a tiger mask. I always thought that's what they were until I realized, oh hey, they're Rhydon. Supposed to be, but I guess now that I see that and I shared that with you guys, hopefully you will also see that and not be able to unsee it. So basically that policeman is telling us that we have to get good if we want to even talk to him and pass through that door. Yeah, so through conventional means, we are not able to pass through that guy. If we were cheating, then we could probably walk through walls and get past him pretty easily. But, well, I'm not a cheater. Yet. Foreshadowing. So we did take a beating in that fight. Dante had his first faint, which I expected because that fight is kind of hard. If I was doing a challenge where, like, I can't use fainted Pokemon anymore, or a Nuzlocke, if you're more familiar with that term, I definitely would not have done that fight. That's just asking for my Pokemon to faint, especially when super effective moves are coming out this early. Yeah, well, we're not going to deal with that. I go shopping in Peter City occasionally, and I have to take a winding trail in Viridian Forest when I go. Foreshadowing. Well, now, I've had my coffee, and that's what I need to get going. What is that red box you have? Ah, so you're working on your Pokédex. Then let me give you a word of advice. Whenever you catch a Pokemon, the Pokédex automatically updates its data. You don't know how to catch a Pokemon? Well, it's not like we caught our own Pokemon earlier. I suppose I better show you then. So he's gonna get in a wild battle with Weedle with his clown nose. Weedle always looked funny to me as a kid. Still looks funny to me. So we're gonna get this tutorial on how to catch a Pokemon because obviously we haven't caught our own Pokemon. I don't know. The old man used his Pokeball. The old stuper man, we'll say. Caught a Weedle. Funny how he catches a poisonous Pokemon if he's in a stupor. Never mind. There. Now tell me, well, that was educational, was it not? And here, take this too. And he's just gonna give us a TV. Like, good God. I wish I met this old man when I was a kid, just giving me TVs like that. If we watch the TV, it'll give us some basics. But of course, it's just like a handheld CRT sort of thing. So like, no, I'm all about plasmas now. Even though that I remember having my own sort of CRT regular TV. Let's go and see what's going on with this. Viridian Gym's doors are locked. And then it forces us to jump down that ledge for whatever reason. Before I knew what that gym was all about, I was like, why can't I go in? Catch Pokemon, blah, 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 make it easier to battle, blah, blah, blah. Which is, I hope, pretty self-explanatory. You have more Pokemon, the better chances you have of winning. So in this route, we have a couple new Pokemon that we can get, but I'm just going to gloss right by them because the next area also has these Pokemon. I have not caught a Rattata. I'll say, thankfully, none of my friends picked Rattata as a Pokemon that I would have to use for this game, for this run. It's not like I haven't used Rattata before. But yeah. I came here with some friends to catch bug Pokemon. They're all itching to get some Pokemon battles. So if we look at this tree, we can find an antidote. This is like, there are hidden items. Like, when we got a potion earlier from a Pokeball that was just lying on the ground. Generally, that's how you get items, but there are some hidden items. They're just like laying around. And you kind of just have to know to get them. There is an item later on that will help us find them, but it's not. I don't use it at all in this game. So yeah, I don't really use it at all in this game. So I'm just gonna go off my game knowledge. And good God, Mac with the crits. You'd think he'd be sweet spotting his smash attacks or something. I don't know. Smash jokes, right? So there's a Pokeball in the grass here, and, well, wouldn't you know, it's a Pokeball. Kind of makes sense. So we're finding a new Pokemon here, Caterpie. Caterpie is a bug type. For whatever reason, fighting type moves are resisted by bug types. I guess because, I don't know, because if Bruce Lee kicked a moth, the moth would not even feel it, I'm sure. Goodness, with our critical hits, man. Anyway, I'm just gonna walk through here. Kakuna. So Kakuna, we saw Weedle earlier. This is the evolved version of Weedle. Bug-type Pokemon at the beginning of the game like this are our first foray into evolution. Or they should be our first foray into evolution, unless you are ridiculous with grinding. Bug-type Pokemon evolve really early. So you see that this Kakuna is level 5, and, well, it's evolved. We're level 9, and we haven't even got really that close to evolution. A Weedle, if you catch it by itself, it will evolve at level 7. Same with Caterpie, and, we'll see if we find the evolution of Caterpie in here, because you can find that as well. Caterpie... If you're gonna catch these Pokemon, definitely catch Weedle or Caterpie. Don't catch Kakuna or the evolution of Caterpie, because they will only have a move called Harden, which raises their defenses. So, yeah, they might be hard to kill, but they can't do any damage back, so you're going to be forced to switch out and fight with another Pokemon if you want to train them up anything. So, at least Caterpie and Weedle have Tackle and Poison Sting, respectively. Because Weedle has Poison Sting, I'm going to avoid Weedle, because it can give me a status called Poison. So for Poison, we're going to have to use antidotes, as the sign says. Thankfully, we have an antidote. I didn't go buy any from the Pokemart because I'm risky. What does the sign say? If your Pokemon are weak and you want to avoid battle, stay away from grassy areas. So yeah, well, hopefully that goes without saying. Found a potion, which would be useful. So, Poison Sting, Weedle's move, it's a very weak poison type move, but it has a, I think, 30% chance to poison your Pokemon every time it hits. Poison is a bad status. Hopefully we don't run into it, but basically what poison does is it, you take damage over time. Every turn in a battle, you will take, I believe it's a 16th of your health in damage. It might be an 1/8. Yeah, it's not good. And in this generation, and I believe every generation except for maybe Gen 7, it does damage outside of battle when you walk. Every couple steps you take, it is going to do 1 damage to you. In this generation, it can make your Pokemon faint if they drop to 0. In Gen 4 onwards, you will not die to poison. You will go to 1 health and then recover from poison, which is nice, but in this game, no cigar. I switched to Dante here because I really don't want to get poisoned by Weedle, and Mac is just not going to reliably one-shot a Weedle. Low kick is gonna be resisted by bug and poison type, because I don't know, fighting, like if Bruce Lee kicked a vat of poison, it probably wouldn't go over well. I guess, I don't know. Everything's Bruce Lee with fighting types, I guess. I'm just gonna fight all the trainers. This is generally what I do when there are trainers in my way. I fight them because it's free experience. It gives me some time to talk about some things as well, so unless I'm running out of things to talk about and it's a boring fight, then I'll probably speed through it or cut it out of the video, because I'm good like that as an editor. Maybe, I don't know. I like to think so anyway. Ember, of course, is super effective on bug types like Weedle. Regular on poison, so we're just going to do the regular ×2 damage for super effective. But that's perfectly fine by me. Kakuna, any enemy that has a Kakuna, I'll show you here, only has Harden, just like the wild ones, so you do not have to worry about them knocking you about. So moves like Scratch that do physical damage, that hit on the opponent's defense, are gonna do reduced damage every time they raise their defense. So, well, it didn't really look like it did that little damage here, but we're dealing with really small numbers, so multiplying really small numbers, so it doesn't like seem that apparent. Hopefully you see, like, okay, well, there's an example of how crits don't care about your defense. Hopefully you kind of saw how Scratch was doing less damage over time. Ember, since it's a special attack, will bypass that immediately. Alright, contact Professor Oak. Yeah, I'm gonna do that game. I can choose to walk through this grass here, which is like a shortcut if I want to deal with wild Pokemon, or I can try to walk past that trainer there, but I'm going to fight him anyway, because I just like to fight trainers like this. Almost every trainer that I walk by, I try to fight. And I promise I'm not going to subject you to every fight, but as long as I have some things to say, I probably will. So if that's boring, I'm sorry. But I want to share the way that I play the game, I guess, is what I'm after. Caterpie, yeah, Caterpie is like the less annoying cousin of Weedle. You can find both Caterpie and Kakuna in this forest in both versions, Fire Red and Leaf Green, but in Fire Red, I believe you have a greater chance of finding... Oh god, I don't know. It's one of the two, and vice versa in the other one. It's not a big deal. If you really want to find a Caterpie or a Weedle, just run around here. You'll find it eventually. There is another Pokemon that you can find here, aside from Caterpie's evolution, which is Metapod. This guy's gonna show us. It's such a sad-looking Pokemon. And, well, now it's dead, so we don't have to worry about it. There is another Pokemon that you can find here. I'm sure you know it. It's a quote-unquote fan favorite. Probably the most recognizable Pokemon. Although I think actually Squirtle is the most recognizable Pokemon according to some sort of poll. But Pikachu is the Pokemon that I'm talking about. We're just going to gloss by Metal Claw here. Pikachu is really nice. It's an electric type, which we're not going to see electric types in this game for quite a while. So if you want to pick up an electric type Pokemon, this is a good time. electric is useful for a certain fight coming up. Not in the very near future, but in the not too distant future. So, wow, I almost walked through that whole thing. Level 3 friggin' Weedles. Gotta hate them. Yeah. So, Pikachu is a good find. If you find it, I would recommend you catch it, even if it's just for the novelty of having a Pikachu, but you're not going to be able to find it more common. There's a place you can find it more commonly, but it is quite a ways away. So, yeah, if you want to get a Weedle, I'd recommend... excuse me, if you want to get a Weedle, I don't know what's wrong with you. Oops, sorry. If you want to get a Pikachu, you might as well spend the time and get it here. Usually because Pikachu is a Pokemon that I do like to use in this game. So, usually when I look for it, it takes anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour because I have bad luck finding the Pokemon that I need to find. I guess I have good luck with crits, but not good luck with that. Which is, well, I guess I'll take it. But, yeah, Route 2 here has the same Pokemon as Route 1. Pidgey and Rattata, so not really too special there. We're in Pewter City. There's just lots of things going on, man. I feel like we just need to take a moment to sit outside the Pokemon Center and reflect on what we've done. We've went through Viridian Forest. We talked about all the bug-type Pokemon, their evolution in Metapod and Kakuna. We've seen, like, firsthand how Harden would be annoying if we had not Special Attacker. But we have, well, Charmander, and he kind of just blazes through the forest. Pun definitely intended. Yeah. Everybody's talking about status and stuff. These NPCs are not really that useful. They're just going to give you things that I already know. You might already know. I'm not sure. There's a little garden here. I don't know why as a kid, but I was convinced. I think it was because I watched the anime, which I thought was a cartoon, but that's aside the point. While I was playing in this thing, and there was a Turtwig in that episode, I was like, there's got to be a way to find a Turtwig in this particular flower garden, you know? Little did I know that Turtwig didn't exist at the time that this game came out. Yeah, you're working hard. Spraying Repel to get wild Pokemon. Yeah, and I think because that guy was using a Repel, I was like, oh, he's gonna scare a Turtwig out. Just some dumb things that only kids would think of. I'm sure you guys have plenty of stories about how you thought something was the way that it was, but it's not in games. Over here, I believe it's right there. Yeah, we can find a Pokeball just chilling, which is nice because you know, Pokeballs are always nice. Pewter Museum of Science. It has nothing on the Natural History Museum in New York. I just went there not too long ago. Did I check out the museum? Well, I saw the outside, but no, I didn't really check it out. Really? I absolutely have to go? He's just gonna walk me to it. This is a museum. You have to pay to get in, but it's worth it seeing you around. At least we get to hear this fire music. I guess we'll go into the museum and end off the episode in here. Yeah, it's $50 for a child ticket. The Museum of Natural History is donations. You get to pay what your admissions is. Aerodactyl fossil, a primitive and rare Pokemon. That looks pretty baller, and I'm not gonna lie. Should be grateful for my long life. Never did I think I'd see the bones of a dragon. Ironically, Aerodactyl's not a dragon type, but we can talk about that later. That's my catchphrase, isn't it? Kabutops fossil, primitive and rare Pokemon. Also looks pretty baller, I'm not gonna lie. I want a Pikachu, it's so cute. I asked my daddy to catch me one. Yeah, seriously guys, if you want to get a Pikachu, Viridian Forest is your place. It's like a 5% encounter rate, I think. So yeah. Yeah, Pikachu soon, I promise. Space Shuttle. Descriptive. This month we're running a space exhibit. Nice. A meteorite that fell on Mount Moon is thought to be a moonstone. Moonstone, huh? What's so special about it? Looks like an ordinary rock to me. Well, I will talk about that later. July 20th, 1969. Humankind first set foot on the moon that day. I bought a color TV just so I could watch it on that news. Oh, I feel sorry for you, man. If you don't know, the moon landing was broadcasted only in black and white, so even if you had a color TV, you could not see it in color. So if I walk past this guy, I can continue to walk back and forth and see the museum until I exit. Please enjoy yourself. Well, I'll enjoy myself outside because it's a nice day outside, and you should really go outside, guys. I mean, unless it's storming or unless your crazy neighbor is threatening your family, or unless they free the aliens from Area 51 and they're hostile, in which case maybe you want to stay inside. But yeah, barring those things, spend some time outside, kids. Anyway, that's going to end it for this episode of FireRed. We'll see you next time where, hopefully we make some big progress. some solid progress. Some rock hard